What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Chef Place, Sly 2 Band of Thieves, Part 14. We are here in front of Murray's job.
Murray, use both analog sticks to drive the tank. Press both up to move forward, both down to go in reverse, and in opposite directions to rotate. To fire your turret, tap the R1 button. You'll need to take out 6 tanks to get the job done.
And this is the tank job. If you notice what Bentley was talking about with tank controls, that's actually like how a real world tank would handle. You'd have to it would have two
Remember, both sticks up to move forward, both down for reverse, and in opposite directions to rotate. The R1 button fires your turret.
a real world tank. You have to use both. You'd have to use both sticks to be able to move it around. And you see you have a health bar there at the top. Left of the screen as usual. And now it's not that used to get it's not that easy to get used to be honest, especially if you're used to games where you would move a vehicle around with the left analog stick, or even push a button to make a vehicle move forward, such as the R2 button or the X button, depending on which game and what year you play them in. And so it's not that easy to get used to the controls. After a little while, you'll get used to it. The turning is the thing that will probably be the easiest to learn, just because you'll keep tapping the left analog stick, thinking that you're trying to go forward, and actually you're just turning. So you don't have to worry. You don't have to really worry about that. You should be able to get used to it pretty easily. Like I said, that's not going to be the hard part. The hard part's going to be figuring out how to move. Sadly, you cannot aim the turret itself. The turret stays in one fixed position. So you do want to keep that in mind when you're trying to figure out where to shoot a tank at. All the tanks take about 4 hits to. What the? Are you kidding me? All the tanks take 4 hits to destroy.
Remember, both sticks up to move forward, both down for reverse, and in opposite directions to rotate. The R1 button fires your turret. Behold the power of the Murray.
Thankfully, it does not appear that the little guards can actually damage you. That's what I was just trying to figure out. The enemy tanks do not have a weak spot. You just shoot them wherever you can, which is not always that easy. So, you really just want to take whatever you can get. Aiming wise. Oops. Come on. Okay, thankfully you can actually heal the tank if you do happen to find any health, which is very useful. Run through things like this and try to get some health wouldn't be a bad idea. Oh, come on, that stinks. I wasted so much health. With that, I was sitting there trying to get the tank to go in the direction I wanted it to, and it never would. It just to make it turn faster, you'd want to pull the stick in the left analog stick or the right analog stick, depending on which way you were trying to aim, in the opposite direction. Thankfully, you can shoot their bullets back at them if you can Oops. Crap. Yeah, that's actually very easy to do, to flip the tank around in the facing the wrong way and actually have the enemy tank start shooting at you. I mean, I'm not used to the way that the tank controls work at all.
Nice work, Murray. That should cool down those mercenaries for a while.
Well, it took me a little bit longer than I wanted it to, but thankfully it wasn't as bad as it could have been, to be totally honest. But now Murray has a... See, Murray has a bar at the bottom of his health indicator up there as well, and I assigned some of the moves that he has to that, you know, to some buttons. The fire punch I've got assigned to L1. Let's see, what does this one do? That's the fire flop. I don't remember exactly what I put for L2. Not sure what that is. I'll have to take a look at it later, but anyway, so I guess I'll go ahead and do Bentley next. Just figure out what Bentley's job is. Crypt Hack or Stealing Voices. Both of them's kind of the same distance away, so I guess I'll just go after Bentley's job since I'm already Bentley. Now, sadly, you cannot stop the run. You just tap whichever button it's assigned to, and then you just run. And turning is kind of bad. You can't easily. Oops. You cannot easily turn while doing the run, but it is very useful for getting away from enemies, just because of how fast you actually run. You just want to be careful, try not to waste it all. And you can see once your bar does go down to a certain point, you cannot use it anymore, so you do want to keep that in mind as well.
How are you gonna hack the computers down there when they've got no power? According to General Clawfoot, a mobile energy source is stored at the end of this hallway. Hallway is a pretty kind term for what looks to me like a complex medieval gauntlet of death. Yes. Well, while the idea of jumping down a crypt filled with whirling, razor-sharp spikes might scare me, in fact terrorize my every fiber, it's the only way to power up that old computer in the re-education tower. Without that thing online, we'll never get into Clockwork Eyes or free Carmelita. You're a good man, Bentley. Just make sure those traps don't rip you into 100 little turtle pieces. Why'd you have to say that?
Alright, so you can see there's spikes on the floor. And not too difficult to get through that first one. You just keep hopping and you should be able to do it now. The second one is going to be the hard one, because you can see there's the razors are longer. So, and there's pretty much 4 of them that you have to be careful of. The swinging axes is never easy to get around. Oh, this. Yeah, this one's fun. I was hoping they would let me jump in between the gap and the spikes, but sadly. Wow. Wonder how in the world they expect me to get out of here with oh, great.
Aha! This acid battery should do the trick. Just walk close to the electrode and voila! Prepare to be hacked, you knave!
As you say, these should be hacking mini games. So you can see there's a new type of defense system. These are slower, but there's a whole bunch of them, and they can easily overwhelm you if you're not careful. And you can see that they just keep coming. And like I said, there's a whole bunch of them. They do move slow, so that helps. But there's a bunch of them that comes out, and they come out at a pretty frequently. So you have to always pay attention to where they are. Try not to let them box you in to a corner, and just once you get free, run very far from them, but they will still chase you if they can figure out how to get into the.
I'll get you, Contessa. Oh, how many times must you say that? It's not going to happen. I'm dead serious. I'll get you. I'll get you. I'll get you. I mean it. I'll get you. Yes, yes, so I've heard. That's one down, two to go. I'd better not take any damage while carrying this battery to the other terminals. It is, after all, filled with acid. Okay, ready for another session of hacking mastery.
So you just have to watch out for the traps. And if the octopuses gave you any trouble, you're going to have a hard time getting back across this. What the? Oh, I guess I was standing too close to the edge. Thankfully, we don't have to play the hacking mini game again.
Ready for another session of hacking mastery.
Until I believe that the checkpoints will be the hacking mini games. Once you get to the hacking mini games, those should act as checkpoints for you. Now the traps are pretty easy to dodge once you learn their patterns. This one, while I did take damage from it, that was a mistake on my part. I should have been should paid a little bit more attention. Should have paid better attention. And you can see it does give you paths to go through to make sure that you don't take any damage. And you can see that's a new type of defense system. Those are faster than the regular missiles that we've had to deal with before. They're actually a lot faster, and they come out at a little bit faster rate. And you can see what's so bad about the slower defense things. Tank. I guess these could be considered tanks. The big ones. There we go. That worked. But they, like I said, they can still follow you. I actually didn't think you could actually shoot.
Maybe I should approach this through your id instead of your conscious mind. It might help to get around your super ego.
So.
One more computer and I can get out of here.
Oh, great. They changed the patterns for the stinking axes. But what I was fixing to say was I didn't actually expect that you could deflect the bullets back. You couldn't stop the bullets that the turret shot. If you can aim it right, you can actually stop the bullets from hitting you by hitting the turret's bullets with one of your own, which is actually pretty useful. I didn't think you could do that, so that definitely helps out quite a bit, especially if you're low on health. The camera angle was a little bit better through there, but coming out of some of these traps, but it is what it is. There we go. So of course this will be the last one and the hardest, unless that old terminal is the hardest one. Oh wow. Yeah, those little the really fast moving ones. that. Oh boy. Alright, so this is like a boss. What you have to do is you have to knock out the turrets around it to get rid of it. I guess you have to just do enough damage to it. Not that difficult, to be honest.
Fox, why fight it? Don't you want to be my friend? No, you horrible eight-legged cow. No. With that old computer powered up, my work here is done.
So that's Bentley's job over now. I believe all we have to do is just wait until the main fight or the main heist to finish it. So now all we have to do is just figure out where the safe house is, head back to the safe house, and then just do Sly's job. So you can see how useful the sprint is. Sadly, Sly doesn't have that, so we'll see what we can do. Voltage attack, that'll definitely be useful, so I'll stealth slide. Let me see. I'll use that. Knockout dive. Smoke bomb, combat dodge, insanity cane. I'll just use what I've got here. And hopefully that should be okay. See what that slide does. Oh yeah, that's right. It's it really just it works better on hills and over really flat surfaces, but you can it's a kind of a faster mode of travel over a flat surface, which is actually pretty useful, especially in the next area that's coming up. It doesn't really work that well on hills, so you want to be careful on hills. It doesn't work on wires, so you do want to keep that in mind. If you thought it could, it won't.
Contessa plans on taking control of Neela's army by fooling them with a prototype voice modulation device. To get the thing working, she'll have to jack it into the satellite connection beneath Neela's headquarters. So, I'm guessing you'd like me to steal the device and hook it up for our side, giving us control over Neela's mercenaries. Sounds great. You'll have to steal a few keys here and there to get access to the more secure areas of the castle. If there's pockets to be picked, I'm your man. First, steal a wiretap and the voice modulator. Then head for the sewers beneath Neela's headquarters. I'm on it.
Alright, so probably should wait and see what they're going to do first before I do anything. I should be able to steal both of these keys without any problems. And so you see what the move that I just did there was the knockout dive. I'm not sure exactly how it's useful, but I'll figure out something. Probably good for. Oh, wow, that's actually pretty useful. Huh, I didn't expect them to be able to hurt me. What the? Oh, I guess those were the bombers. You have to be careful for those. If you get up on the rooftops, the bombers can hit you, and they a lot more often. Or, well, I guess there wasn't there before. And I believe they can actually shoot you from up here as well. I'm not sure whether they can shoot you or not. But I know they will periodically drop bombs. They only fly around on the contested side of the river, so that's where you have to be careful and pay attention when you're on the rooftops. That's why it's a good idea to go ahead and get rid of all the clue bottles pretty early on before doing all of this. Well, pretty sure there's a way you can sneak through here, but I'm not gonna really worry about it. So you can see the knockout dive really works on the bigger enemies. Really works more so on the bigger enemies than the smaller ones. So you can see the sleeping ones, all you have to do is... Oh, crap. No. Well. And this is where the spinning move actually comes in handy. Through here, you know, like I said, crowd control. You can knock out 3 enemies at once instead of just hitting one enemy with your cane. Pretty useful. And so this is where the code is, or the
security around the Contessa's castle is tight. She must have something really good in here. Punch in 969.
the rage bomb.
You've gotten the rage bomb move.
I think that may actually make the enemies attack each other, but I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah, that wiretap is perfect.
So I'll have to leave again so you can see how far in the level you'd actually have to get the safe. So that's why I didn't worry with it.
Another set of guards are up in your binocular. Rob them of their keys to get at the voice modulator.
This is actually where a knockout bomb would be useful, but I could use the knockout dive as well. Because I can... really? Oh, that stinks. I could have swore that was going to knock him out for longer. So I guess that knockout dive actually isn't that useful, so... let me see. I'll give that a try. Confuse all enemies in the area into attacking each other, so that's actually pretty useful. A lot more useful than the knockout dive. Well, I don't know. The knockout dive does work. It's more just to knock out the big enemies rather than to try and steal items from them, I guess. I swore there was some marker around my feet where the bomb's just fixing to drop. Guess I'll have to be faster next time. Let me see, figure out how I got back up here. I don't actually remember how I got back up there. Definitely wasn't sticking around here, so... Definitely need the health. it's not the best way to get it back up here, but it is a way to get back up here. Yeah, I was gonna say this should bring me right here. Nope, don't want to do that. Well, crap. Well, this should be the last thing I gotta take from him anyway, so it doesn't really matter. I can just knock him out now. And there's that last one over there. Oh, wow. I didn't expect that to work. That's okay. I didn't fall too far. Yeah, I didn't expect him to let me slide while doing this. Oh, he's all the way down here. Ooh, wow. Yeah, there we go.
Nice job. The room with the voice modulator is marked in your binocular.
It's probably right above me. No, it's over there. Okay. Yeah, there we go. I want to see if that rage bomb will work in here if there's a bunch of enemies in here like last time.
They've posted a lot of security around the voice modulator. This could be tricky.
Huh. Oh, I guess it didn't actually hit him. Oh, that's actually not too bad. Not as good as the knockout dive, but I mean, in a crowd it could work. Huh. Let me see. Yeah, that's what I was trying to do.
That's it. You got the Contessa's voice modulator. Let's go put that thing to work.
There's a sleep bomb. What if I had that smoke bomb up? Guess what? I thought I had a sleep bomb. Smoke bomb wouldn't do. That's more for just trying to get away rather than like trying to put a guard to sleep. That's where Bentley's sleep bombs would come in handy. Sadly, Sly doesn't have anything like that.
The Contessa's guards have locked down the entrance to the sewer. Find the guys in charge and steal their keys.
Probably be. No, okay, so they're over there. And they're a good ways up there, though. I guess they're not quite as high as I thought they were. Let's see. too difficult if I can get it from them fast enough. Nope. Just try to remember which one you're pickpocketing first, so that you don't, like when they cross over each other, you don't lose sight of them, and that will help. That will help. There we go.
That's some quality thieving, Sly. Now head for the runoff drains near the riverside. They should lead to the sewer.
You see how useful the slide is, especially if you can get down a hill. Ah, crap. No, didn't want to do that, but yeah, definitely very useful. Oh, I guess it was a turret.
You'll need to crawl through one of the runoff drains to get to the sewer entrance.
Pretty sure the sewer entrance is over here, if I'm not mistaken. There we go.
According to my blueprints, this sewer should take you underneath Neela's headquarters.
Oh, I guess because they're looking in my direction, I couldn't sneak by them.
Looks like we got lucky. The Contessa's men have already excavated Neela's satellite cable. How should I proceed?
Splice in the wire tab, then attach the voice modulator. I'll broadcast from the safe house to make sure it works. This is going to be so cool. Hello, mercenary tank forces. What's feeding you tricks for me? Guys, this is cool. I mean, you are all really cool. Carry on.
Huh.
It's time to wage war on the castle, and in the confusion, pull off a heist I've named Operation High Road. First, Murray will take down the spotlights on the main gate with the codes provided by General Clawfoot. Then, with the help of the voice modulator, I'll order Neela's forces to attack. Sly will then paraglide the two of us over to the Contessa's getaway blimp, and we'll use it to get inside her re-education tower. The assault on the castle will undoubtedly draw the Shadow Guards off their post, and if we free Inspector Fox, she's sure to clear out the Contessa. With the Mind Shuffler exposed, I'll plant the Bad Mojo bomb, and presto! The Clockwork Eyes are ours. So if the two of you are ready, let's take our positions and get this thing started.
Alright, well, I'm not going to do that right now. That's quite a bit, and it's going to be very difficult, and it's going to, it'll be in the end. I'll have to fight the boss fight. I'm already 34 minutes in, so I'm going to go ahead and talk about the trivia for the few jobs that I've done so far. I know I haven't done that many, but they were pretty long, and it's definitely a lot better than the previous episode, where I cut that up pretty bad. And we'll start with let me see, which job did I do first? Tank Showdown, I believe. Okay, Tank Showdown is a job for Murray and Sly 2 Band of Thieves. Steal one of the Contessa's tanks and go near... steal one of the Contessa's tanks and go to war on Neela's mercenary forces. Just to remember to dodge enemy fire. Goals: destroy 6 of Neela's tanks. No trivia or notes, so we'll go to Crypt Hack. Crypt Hack is a job for Bentley and Sly 2 Band of Thieves. Objective: hack into the contestant's crypt computers in order to power up the old terminal in her re-education tower. Goals: find the battery, hack all three terminals, or hack all three computers in the crypt. No trivia or notes. So I will go to the next job. Let's see. It says stealing voices. Stealing voices is a job for Sly and Sly 2 Band of Thieves. Objective: steal the voice modulator and wiretap. Then install them beneath Neela's HQ. Goal: steal keys to the tower. Steal wiretap. Steal keys to the towers. Then steal voice modulator. Steal keys to sewers. Then tap into cable. Trivia: Bentley almost messed up on this mission after he copied Neela's voice. He blurted out in Neela's voice, "Gads, this is really cool," but covered it up by saying, I mean, you're all really cool. Carry on. It's not trivia. I mean, anyone could figure that out. Alright. Anyways, that's all the jobs I've done so far, so thank you for watching. The challenge of the video is... how many tanks, missiles, and how many things did I destroy in the crypt during the hacking missions for Crypt Hack? Thank you for watching. Next time we will begin Operation High Road and then finish episode 5. So until then, later everyone.